there is nothing that is louder or sounds bigger than an armadillo.
Oh, God. They sound like an elephant just going through.
I mean, you would swear it's a 10-foot bear is about to maul you to death, and it's a 4-inch armadillo.
When I rolled over, my hand almost hit it because it was like going underneath the cot. You got to really work to get leprosy from them, but it is possible.
That's the sound of another Ultra Crude podcast.
Oh wow, you're going like smooth jazz.
No, this is just I'm a little nasally. I got a little sinus congestion going on, so that's just part of it.
Okay.
Anyway, this is the Ultra Crude podcast. We're ultra runners, race directors, coaches. We live in Nashville, Tennessee, and my name's John. This is Becca Jones.
Hello,
Becca Jones. We have an action-packed show today on the Ultra Crude podcast.
Oh, do we?
Yes, we've got cowboy camping, regular camping, backpacking. We got maybe a little Tennessee Mile talk coming up. The greatest betrayal I think I've suffered in my life so far. And we just really want to get a lot of information is going to get covered in today's show.
Okay. Well, this is new information compared to our conversation around the show this morning.
Fresca is just amazing. It's the only thing keeping me going. I got a question. This is the sort of conversation for our listeners out there. This is the conversation and topic that Miss Jones probably hates the most.
It might be a long list, but yeah.
How long should pants last?
I don't know. I've got some pants that I've had since high school. That's
like how long should a pair of like jeans like pants? I don't wear blue jeans. I wear my pants.
I believe they should last years.
Okay. So I got 2 pairs. How many pairs of pants should a man have? Like in the rotation?
I don't know. I'm not counting. I don't care.
Well, you wear like a lot of yoga pants and leggings and whatnot. So I think it's a different perspective that you have.
Yeah, I'm not concerned with a man's closet.
This is why she hates this conversation. She has no input. I got 2 pairs of pants last year in July. My pants, the only pants I wear. I didn't go through a short season this summer. I just wore regular pants, and one of my pairs is kind of worn out. They're getting a hole in them, and I feel like that's not long enough for a pair of pants. But I have worn them probably 60 or 65% of the days since July. That's a lot of days of pants wearing. That's 365 days, basically. I've worn this pair of pants. Is that enough for a pair of pants?
I think it's a possibility.
That you think that's enough? Like do you feel like I've gotten the life out of them that I should come to expect?
No, because I'm still going to down the hill. Like stuff should last years.
I think so too. Years. And I really
that's a year.
Really like this pair of pants, but I don't think that's long enough, and so I'm gonna have to shop a whole nother brand of pants. And I think I've found a good pair of pants. I don't like to wear like athletic clothing. You know what I mean? Like if I'm wearing shorts, I just want them to be shorts. I don't want them to be like swishy shorts. They're like nylon-y. I want them to be like a real fabric. Same thing with pants. I don't want that like swishy. I want cloth.
Yeah.
Pants.
I'm sure there's lots of people out there that would agree. But I can't wait for the new chapter and new mission in your life to find a pair of pants.
I've already found them. I just got to pull the trigger. Yeah, I just got to pull the trigger. I've already found them.
Well, I'm glad I don't have to.
We'll see how they do.
I'm very excited to not be a part of that process.
That is probably the part of conversation you hate the most, is being a part of the process. But I don't know how many pants I should really have. Like, because I've had 2 in the rotation for about a year and a half. Is that enough pants? Should I be wearing 3 or 4 pairs of pants a week? Because I remember when I was a kid, my dad had a stack of blue jeans, and he wore a fresh pair of blue jeans every day. Like he wouldn't have ever dreamed of wearing blue jeans 2 days in a row. And maybe we were just highfalutin and I didn't know it. Like that's where the pinnacle was. And I've just, I don't think I've ever had more than 3 or 4 pairs of blue jeans. So I don't know how I should proceed. And if you're a guy out there that's got your wardrobe figured out, let me know which direction I should go and how many pants I should be rotating on a weekly basis. I feel like 2 is enough. Process. 3, I think 3 would be like, oh, that's a lot of pants. You're set.
Yep. Someone please be a part of that process for him.
Because Miss Jones is not willing to participate in this conversation at all.
No, I resist.
Yeah.
I am resisting. Do I ask you about my clothes?
No, you have a lot more clothes than I do.
Yep, and I don't ask a single.
You probably have a lot more pants.
But speaking of clothes, I found the rain jacket that you got me, the very nice one.
Oh yeah, where'd you find it?
Next to the Houdini, folded up in the pocket that it folds in. to, which obviously you did that. I assumed it was one of your pieces of gear because I would never fold it up into the pocket thing because I also don't know how to do that. So that's why my
Oh, it was
jacket's
right there on the desk, wasn't it?
Yeah, whole time.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah, so I unfolded it from its pocket home so that it could be recognizable by me.
All right. Problem solved.
Yeah, it would have came in handy when I was fucking freezing cold and in the rain.
When? When did you need that jacket? I don't remember where we were looking.
Forest Road, 100.
You were going to take it to FSR?
Yep. I said, I know I didn't lose it. It's a very expensive jacket you got me. It's very nice. I was looking forward to actually needing it.
Oh, yeah, you needed it. That would have been really coming in handy. I could have used a rain jacket too out there, but I didn't have time to bother about thinking about rain jackets.
You had it.
In the current state. Yeah, anyway. Well, what'd you do this weekend, Jones? What'd you get into?
Well, gee golly gosh, giddy on up, cow pokes.
Don't.
No. Yeehaw.
We're not cowboy.
Howdy doody.
No, there is no cowboy culture going on in this house.
Whatever. I actually did some camping out at my parents' house. I did what they call cowboy camping, where you just camp by the stars. You don't have like a tent or anything like that. Some people can go straight on the ground with it, whatever. Like anything else, there's different levels, and someone's got a fucking opinion, I'm sure. I had a cot, so I'm sure it wasn't like straight cowboy camping.
Have you received cowboy camping backlash?
Not yet, but I'm sure there's some asshole out there that has a real solid opinion on it.
That ain't cowboy camping unless you settle up your broncaroo.
Or unless you just... No, that's just your sleeping bag on the ground there, little...
Oh, no. Cowboy camping's got to be with a wool blanket. That's it.
Smallpox blanket. Yeah, that's what those things are. Well,
that's a little dark for the Ultra Crude podcast, baby.
Is it though?
I think so. Yes.
Well, put a cot down by the creek. Had a nice little comforter and a little pillow. It was cold out, but it was nice. I really, really enjoyed it, and I really did. I kept half expecting to like wake up to a coyote sniffing my toes or something because
a coyote does not want to come anywhere near your toes.
They look mangled enough. Maybe they think it's some leftovers.
Roadkill toes is what you got.
Yeah, but they run up and down the creek all the time. The cougar also traffics the creek, and those people go, "We don't have mountain lions here." We fucking do. We do. We do not have a quote unquote breeding population, but they are here.
Not in our neighborhood, but out at the farm.
And Mom actually saw it a few months ago, actually coming up from the creek about right where I was. So, I mean, that was on my brain too. But here's how I comforted myself. I looked up the statistics, and like hardly anyone's been killed by mountain lions in North America as a whole, including fucking Canada, where, they're up there too. I think like 20 people since 1900.
That's not a lot of people.
It's not.
But hold on now. How many people have gone missing that could have been killed by a mountain lion that they just couldn't attribute it to?
I don't know. That didn't have those statistics.
Probably much more, because a lot more people than 20 have gone missing. And it's quite possible some of those people have been killed by a mountain lion.
It's possible. But
this is why sometimes statistics are misleading.
Ways. Now that you're done saying dumb shit, I can't even talk. I'm so dumbfounded. Anyway, so you know what? If I happen to be like the 21st person and I'm getting killed camping in the yard, you know what? It's my time to go.
You might have had that coming.
Yeah, my card was getting pulled.
That might have been on you. That's just your day.
Yeah, so.
Were you close to the cave? Could you have scurried in the cave? Although I imagine any cat-like animal could squeeze in there pretty easy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much of that water they'd want to go through, but yeah, I assume they're not like a house cat. They don't have the fear of water or not as water averse as
and you got the kayak
sparkles
in there. You could just scoot across real quick.
Oh yeah, I'd be curious how fast I can get in that.
It's like your own little moat.
It is the murder moat. Yeah. I don't know. No, the cave wasn't too far away, but it definitely wouldn't have been any sort of refuge. That's for sure.
No exit strategy for you then?
No, it's just out there in it.
Well, was it fun? Did you enjoy it?
I did. I got some really great sleep. I did wake up a couple of times that first night, just, weird dreams, paranoia, whatever. And then when I woke up in the morning, it was so beautiful. It was so foggy. Because it was very moisture out or wet out, lots of moisture in the air. all over. But I think that's part of what made me sleep too. There was definitely dew, and I would almost say a mist. Anyways, yeah.
Well, I'm glad you got it out of the way so that I don't have to camp down there.
Oh no, you're still going to. It made it even better. But the sound of the water, because we'd had all that rain, so the creek was like really up. Which the sound of the water did cover up some of the, I'm sure, animal track noises that were back and forth. And the second night, though, I ended up eventually going up to the car. Everything was like moving. Deer were out, armadillos were out, and I got woken up probably 5-6 times. And at that point, I went, "This is stupid." But we had this big Arctic blast moving in, so animals were out and about, and I think I just happened to be in their path.
There is nothing that is louder or sounds bigger than an armadillo.
Oh, God, they sound like an elephant just going through.
I mean, you would swear it's
like a bear.
A 10-foot bear is about to maul you to death, and it's a 4-inch armadillo.
Yeah, like when I rolled over, my hand almost hit it because it was like going underneath the cot. You got to like really work to get leprosy from them, but it is possible. I don't want to touch one with my bare hands. I don't want to risk it. Again, if that small percentage happens, well, I guess it's just meant to be. But
no, not meant to be. Not meant to be. You have to go to a leper colony, Louisiana. Okay. No, there's still a leper colony in Louisiana. Yeah. That's what happens if you get leprosy. You got to go to a leper colony. Banished from society.
Oh yeah. Night 2, I ended up going up to the car probably around, I don't know, maybe 1-2 a.m. and rolling down the windows because you can still hear the creak from where the car was parked. And I just laid in the back and slept there and did not have to have any more armadillos going underneath me making noise.
Have you thought about just getting in the car, driving home, and sleeping in a warm bed?
No, I did not want to do any of that.
Too much work.
On both of those nights, or mornings, I got up and I went and had coffee down by the creek, and it was the most peaceful way to start my day.
Where did you get the coffee?
Well, from the little houseman up there made it. One morning I went into Mom and Daddy's house and made it because I realized I didn't have a coffee filter. But yeah, it was just like, oh, this is like the best thing ever. The creek, that cold, crisp air, and then the warm mug like in your hands, and you're just listening to water. It was fan-fucking. I can't wait till I can do it every morning.
You're going to sleep down by the creek every night?
But I can make coffee and go and sit by the creek and sip coffee. Then there's like that little rock too that's almost like a bench. I was like, oh, I could put like a little blanket there and like literally just sit on a blanketed rock, stare at the creek, and sip coffee in the morning.
That sounds delightful.
Are you being sarcastic?
I might be. Seems like a long way to walk with a cup of coffee. You have to take like a thermos.
Yeah, take a thermos. And that way, when you refill
or like
it,
a carafe. You could take a carafe, like one of those insulated. Yeah. Yeah, I could. All right. I can get around that. Okay. Because I'm not going to walk down there with one cup of coffee. No. The coffee's going to be halfway done by the time I get there.
Yeah.
5 minutes later, I'm going to come back and get another cup of coffee.
I'm just saying, starting your day like that's some life-changing shit.
I mean, I've started my day drinking coffee in the woods before.
Yeah, how about you tell the people about your excursion? What did you do this weekend?
I took a couple of dudes backpacking along the AT for a couple nights. 3 days, 2 nights. We did a good section of the Appalachian Trail. And
30 miles or so?
About 30 miles. Yeah, thereabouts. Kind of a shorter day on day 1 and then 2 pretty full days the next 2. And it was, no bears.
No bears.
No burrs.
Okay.
Nothing crazy. Didn't really even worry about it. But it's always, I'm not a big camper. I don't think I've been shy about that.
Yeah, you've said forever that you don't do tenting.
I don't understand the draw or the desire to sleep in a tent next to a vehicle. It seems like you just get in the vehicle and then drive to a hotel or drive home. That would be my hierarchy of like places to sleep. Like a close hotel unless home is within driving distance. And then you can have coffee just in your house, in your chair.
Well, then you're no longer camping.
Use a real bathroom, that sort of thing. But the draw of the wilderness and the desire to be, I don't know if it's desire to be out in it as much as the desire to immerse yourself in creation and to be reminded of what the value there is and to be drawn in and be pushed and pulled in different directions that the wilderness does. And the wilderness has a way of revealing things to you, both about itself and yourself, is just invaluable. And every time I go out in the backcountry, I'm reminded of that. Hey, this is a good place to be. This is what you need to continue to return to this for these reasons. And ultimately, I was left just being incredibly grateful for the things and events and people that have led me to do that very thing. Something that, I never would have even imagined doing in my life, never essentially desired to do in my life. And while there isn't the big desire in itself to do it, there is the desire to take people into it and to experience that with them, showing people that benefit for the first time, watching them grow in the process is something I very, very much desire to do because of how fulfilling it is to see them go through it and what a gift that is for them. And, that gift has been given to me. And so that's what I was left with, just the people that have played such a crucial role in entrusting me in it and equipping me with skills and confidence to be able to do that, to go out in the wilderness and be capable of surviving. Because, a lot of times as ultra runners, we go out into the woods for sure. It never really feels like we're in the backcountry, even though we are. We're never that far away from aid and help and civilization,
Mm-hmm.
right? But when you're on your own, you can't fight against it. And we go out and we conquer miles and we try to defeat the terrain in the woods to a certain extent. We want to conquer that distance and overcome the mountains and what's before us. And when you're backpacking and you go out there, you realize that this isn't something to be conquered. This isn't something to fight against so much as it is to learn how to live within it and take what it gives you and to essentially, be prepared, but not be worried about what's to come. Like there was a storm that rolled through Friday night and it was never a concern of what was going to happen. It's either going to rain or it's not going to rain. And there isn't anything I can do about it other than be prepared if it does happen.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that's a great attitude. That is one of the things that I do love about ultra running. And I think, I encourage people to adopt a little bit more of that attitude, like existing within it when they're nervous about taking on a new distance and going into the woods for like an ultra or 100 miler or something like, just learning to be comfortable in that environment and like immerse yourself fully in that experience and don't overthink the things like what's going to happen is going to happen. You can control what you can and, go in as prepared as you can be. But like, it's a really cool experience what we get to do, to be in that environment, to be in those mountains, to be in those woods. There's going to come a day where we can't do those things or get to those places. And, where the only way you'll get to see those views is from the seat of a car.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? I remember distinctly on morning, first of all, the sunrises, both mornings were just breathtaking. And that's not a view you get from a parking lot, like it just that, we got up and a little early to drink coffee. Me and Gabe are not, we're not roll around in bed in those early morning hours and just wait type people. So we get up pretty early, which kind of a detriment to poor Joshua. I think morning two, we both woke up at like 4:30 and I was laying there. I was laying in my bed and I was thinking like, oh man, it's early, but it'd be nice to have coffee. And I can either wait like another half an hour, 45 minutes, and then get up and have coffee at like a reasonable hour, or I can get up and start making the coffee now because the making the coffee process is going to take a lot longer. You know what I mean? I got to get the gear out. I got to get the water. I got to wait for the water to boil. Like it's a process. So I just like got up and Kate goes, "Hey, are you getting up to make coffee?" I went, "Mm-hmm." He's like, "All right." He jumped up and then we were sitting there drinking coffee and just enjoying the day. And it was, it's still dark, but when you're laying there in bed, the moon was so bright that I thought the sun was coming up. I was like, "Oh, it's getting light out there." Well, this is just the moon. Like
It's a big bright moon.
It was still like dark. We were still in night, but it was such a full bright moon that it gave you this false sense of daylight. And we just drank, 2 or 3 cups of coffee and relaxed and kind of eased into the day. I remember we were having the conversations like, "Hey, we should get going before the sun's up." Now, what? First thing I'm gonna do is drink this coffee. It's still dark. We'll get going. All right. After that, I'm going to go to the bathroom, and I'm going to have breakfast. And if it's still dark after all that, we'll get rolling.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just sunrise, and we started out and made up the ridge, and just a breathtaking sunrise. You know, it was sandwiched between two cloud layers. Clouds were laying low in the valley of the mountains, and you know there was a cloud layer above. The sun was peeking through, and just awe and wonder how beautiful that landscape is, and how the realization that you can't drive to that. You have to put in the work and walk to it. And you know the distance isn't great by any reasonable measure. And there was a lot on day 2 like, we could hike out. It's like, yeah, we could, but we're gonna have to stop and have dinner, you know. So that's going to be a little while, and then we're gonna have to hike in the dark for a long time, and then we're gonna miss all the beauty that's before us by hiking in the dark. Let's just ease into this. It'll be all right. We've got the time to really enjoy it, and so it really does slow you down if you are, you know, if you are an ultra runner. It changes the perspective of distance when you're lugging 30-ish, 40-ish pounds around with you.
Yeah.
I think Josh had 80. We've confirmed that he did carry 80 pounds. Solid confirmation of an 80-pound pack.
That's impressive.
Probably not, but we're going to go ahead and call it 80.
Okay. Yeah. You know, speaking of like beautiful views, Brad had actually sent like a group message to like me and Jim and Alston the other day. He's like, "Hey, I just showed the kids a video of when we went around Mount Rainier."
Oh, yeah.
Like when I did the Wonderland Trail. And, you know, the big challenge for ultra runners is to do that in 3 days. 96 miles, 26,000 feet of elevation gain. And it's tough.
Yeah.
Like it's really tough. You're carrying all your own stuff, and the terrain is, oof. I mean, a bunch of the trails are really good condition, but it is, I mean, you're climbing for a long time, you're descending for a long time. A lot of it's really rugged. And
you guys slack packed that, did you? You were slack packing,
like
where you just carried what you needed for the day and had to camp each night. Okay.
Yeah. No, we did camp each night. Brad's friend from college basically Sherpa'd for us. So
you weren't carrying your tent and your bedroll and
no, we didn't have to do any of that.
All that stuff. Okay.
No, we just, you know, just like you're going out for a run. I mean, each day was about 30 miles.
That's moving. Yeah.
Which is long. And, you know, you want to speak into the beauty of it. You want to be able to get back to camp before it starts, because you don't want to miss anything, because it is so beautiful. That's part of the big challenge, is you're not running at night. You're going through the day so you can see everything. You know, I'd really like to go back and do that again, but I think I would enjoy doing it over 5 days and being able to take a little bit more time. We stopped and played some, but it was mostly like, oh, we've got 30 miles and are doing 10,000 feet of elevation gain today. Like, we got to go. So I'd like to go back and do that. But just to that, it got that message from him, and I was thinking about that. And I was like, man, like some of those views, you can only get in it. Like, you can't get that in a car. You got to hike in, you got to get to it, and you don't want to miss any of it. You want to be able to take it all in. So,
you do.
Yeah.
You do. You want to stop and enjoy those views when you're afforded them. And you have to. I mean, you know, it's just one of those things. It's moving with the terrain, and you know, when terrain allows for rest and a nice view, take advantage of it.
Need a snack.
Yeah. It's not all about how fast you can move through something all the time. Snack breaks. And there was some through hikers out there. So that's interesting.
They finishing up?
Yep, they were as they called Sobo, which is the correct term. I don't understand a lot of through hiking culture. I know we have some through hiker friends, and know plenty of people that have done the through hike on the AT, and I think it's a great, wonderful thing. I have no desire to do any of it. First of all, it's a lot of people, and the lunch on. We met some through hikers. Yeah, every day we saw through hikers, and the youngsters like. I said hi because you can kind of pick them out of the crowd. You know what's going on. And they're like, "No, we're Sobo. We're like in the Sobo bubble." And I was like, good gracious, this is not going to be a long conversation. And they always have fun names like Skittles and Flip Flop. And we saw some when we started. And they said, "Oh, we're in the Sobo bubble." I was like, "Oh yeah, we saw a couple of." Oh, was it Trixie and K-pop? Was it Skittles and Leather Belt?
I don't know. They didn't have all their name tags.
Yeah, which is exactly what it's like. I don't know why you thought I got that far in the conversation with just saying hi to somebody on trail. We're having different experiences in this whole thing. I understand that you're 20 years old and you've
Not been worn down by life yet.
there's this attitude that projects that they've figured out a life no one else has. Like they've got this mystique about them that they've figured out a superiority to life that we just don't get as non-through hiker people. And to an extent, like, yeah, you have figured out something that a vast majority of people have never experienced or will be able to figure out. Most people don't have 6 months and $10,000 just lying around at that age.
Yeah, you're probably in a pretty good position
but
you can take that on.
And I think some of them were probably yo-yo hikers where they hiked north to Katahdin and turned around and come back. But they're really close. We're 130 miles from the southern terminus. So they're really energetic and excited. And, weather was going to roll in Sunday afternoon, Sunday night. It's going to get real cold and snowy. And so there was that topic of conversation. But, no, I don't know Twizzle and Long Toe and everything else. Like, no, we didn't get that far into conversation. It was just like, hey, where you heading? Where you coming from? Oh, I'm coming from Maine, man. I was like, I understand you coming from. I just wondered, like, today, like maybe more relevant information. Like,
what was the last fucking town you stopped?
Where did you start today? Like, which shelter did you sleep at last night? I was just trying to narrow it down into maybe something more relatable. But yeah, I know you're coming from Maine.
I can smell you.
It shows.
Yeah,
it shows. But it is cool to see him. This is probably really weird.
Oh, I can't wait to hear this.
But nobody's really ever explained this to me. What's the toilet paper situation on the 2,200 mile hike? Because I was out for a couple of days and I can kind of math that out and prepare accordingly. But where are you? Like, you're not rolling into town, and even the 4-roll pack, that's probably a lot of space in your backpack. For one, you could use it as a pillow for a couple weeks, I'm guessing. But what do you just any public restroom is free game, and you take a roll with you?
I don't know. You'll have to ask.
This is the sort of thing that I wish they would talk about on their through hiker influencer reels, because I don't need to know about like the power bank you've got with you. I think everybody can figure that out. Like, you've got a smartphone and you're going to want to charge it, and you need some portable power like that. Like, we can get there. What's the real story like? Or they all just use, I guess they could all be using bidets. They make little bidets for your water bottles now.
You should ask them.
That would make sense. But still, I don't.
We're going to move on. We're going to move on.
These are the things that puzzle me. Anyway, we had a great couple of days. It was fantastic. Well-earned dinner at the end. Everybody was tired. 3 days is really it's a nice window, because the first day, you're like, oh, this pack is really horrible. But, oh, okay. You kind of get to camp, and you're like, oh, this is, all right, it wasn't so bad. Then you put that pack again on in the morning, you go, oh, this is worse than it was yesterday. And then you hike all day, and you're pretty worn down by the end of the day. You're like, oh, this is not fun anymore. And then that third day, you're like, oh, okay. You kind of get your hiking legs to you. Like, you really kind of get comfortable with the pack on, and then you're done. Kind of like almost ready to still be in the woods for another day. But yeah, it's over now.
Oh, time to go home.
Time to go home.
Oh, I'm glad y'all had a good time. I know you've got a couple more trips. That
you I mean, I do want to put some more.
I think if anyone's interested in doing something like that, or
trips together, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Long pause.
Yeah. You've told me you want to do some more, and you've got some other minor reminders.
I think it's important. I think it's important to continue to do. So,
well,
it's cold here, and you are a coldest.
I've converted.
You've converted to the cold numb, and I hope everyone is happy with. Listen, here's the thing: the weather outside will kill you. If you go outside right now and do not move, you will die. If you go outside and it's summertime, you can just sit there. You're going to be all right. You can sit there all day and be just fine. You might be a little warm, but you're going to be all right at the end of the day. If you go outside and just sit there, you are going to die. Listen. Is that the kind of world people want to live in? I woke up this morning and it feels like 16 degrees. Well, it feels like John doesn't want to go outside today.
Hey, listen, I'm
not interested.
I'm still a hot weather girl.
Traitor. You're a traitor. You're a Chechnyan.
But you know what? I'm going to say these past couple years, I have really learned to embrace winter and
I don't even know you.
Cold. One, because it allows me to get a ton of trail work done and clearing of stuff. One, I don't really have to worry about snakes. Two, don't really have to worry about overheating and bugs or anything. Like, I think I've figured out a way to not hate my life and be the most depressed, miserable human because of seasonal depression disorder. That every winter, just usually by the time we're getting into February, I'm not in a good place. But these past couple years, getting out, still doing some foraging and doing trail building and working on getting that like all that bush honeysuckle and stuff cleared out, that brush removal.
You do like your brush removal.
But I can do that in the cold. Actually, I wanted to go out and do that today because I was like, oh my God, it's going to be so cold. Nothing's going to be crawling or moving. I need to go do that today. But maybe I'll try and get some in tomorrow. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I saw like the little no worry flurries out there. I'm like, oh, look at this little snow. This looks so pretty.
Awful.
And I was just thinking about all the things I could be outside doing and not dying and not dealing with mosquitoes. I was like, man, I might eventually come around just like being excited about all 4 seasons. Like, I think I'm one good winter away from being like, fuck yeah, I love every season. I mean, we only get like 2 weeks of fall here, so it doesn't really count. But yeah.
No, we're going to have fall at the end of the week. Like 65 degrees is fall here. That's what it should be.
Yeah, but all the leaves are going to be off the trees.
They are going to be off the trees.
Everything's
going to be frozen and dead. Awful.
Yeah, we were going to go down to Georgia this weekend because I wanted to run the lake kind of saga 4-hour. But we're not. I am a little bummed. But I am going to go caving on Sunday.
What?
Yeah, going on a caving trip on Sunday. Yeah, that's kind of like where I landed. We were going to have to do a lot of driving early rising on Saturday. And not that I don't love it. And I love the Gata. And I love Coyote Ugly events. I was looking forward to meeting some people, seeing some people, and just like hanging out and running for a while. Man, having to get up at like 3:45 in the morning, get breakfast, get the race started, do the whole thing. Like, saw that cave trip open up and I went,
you're a caver now.
That's only 2 hours away.
It's not winter in the cave.
No, it's 55 degrees.
Year round.
55, like, it can be this, and this is what's so freaking crazy about it. There could be snow on the ground.
And then you go in caves?
Huh?
It doesn't snow in the cave.
No, it doesn't. It's 55 degrees. It's phenomenal. It could be cold as balls outside, and you go under the ground, and you're warmer.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Yeah, that's how caves work.
Yeah.
Thermoregulation.
Mm-hmm. They stay the same temperature as the average temperature of the ground, like what the overall average would be for the year. Yeah.
Like caves in Alaska would be cold then.
Probably a little bit colder, yeah.
Interesting. Depends on how deep you go. If you're a real deep cave, it might be warmer.
You know.
Center of the earth and all. I hear it's warm at the center of the earth.
I've heard that. I wouldn't know.
Matrix taught us that.
Yeah. I'm pretty
core where it's still warm.
I'm pretty excited
Zion.
About the caving.
Last free city.
Okay.
All right, but we'll get to that. Listen, since it is winter, it is time for our winter race coming up, and it's like 3 or 4 weeks away. It's a little race called the Tennessee Mile. What can you tell us about the Tennessee Mile, Miss Jones?
Well, it takes place on our elevation and straight down, no switchbacks, that average between a 30 to 60% grade. It ain't no joke.
Everybody is really familiar with Mid-State Mile. The last man standing event. Is this a last man standing event?
No, this is a timed format. So we have a 40-hour, 24, 12, 6, 8, and a 3-hour this year.
What? 3 hours? And you just run as many loops as you want to run in that time slot?
Yeah, or as few as you want.
Or as few as you want.
You do whatever you want.
Now, you got an 8-hour event. When does the 8-hour event start?
Midnight on Saturday night. That makes you a midnight rider.
Well, something special.
Yeah.
Come out, run the murder mile in the dark.
Yeah. And that one, we don't allow paces or anything for. You got to just run that one. Like, you are the energy.
You are the energy in the pacer. Yep.
Yeah.
For the 24 and 40-hour folks. 40-hour starts on Friday.
Yeah. 4 o'clock in the afternoon. They get about 2 laps before it's dark.
Depends on how fast you run those laps.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get 1, and then it's going to be dark. You're going to be dark for a long time.
A real long time. The 40-hour is my favorite, and it's fun to see those 40 hours on night 2.
The ones that are left. There's generally a lot of hope and big ideas that come into that 40-hour. A lot of confidence kicks that 40-hour off. Boy.
Yeah. It wrecks hopes and dreams.
Yeah, I mean, with temperatures like these, they would wreck them real quick.
Last year was a cold year.
Usually the day on Saturday is really pretty mild.
Yep.
We've always had good luck with Saturday day being a really, I mean, it's not going to be warm by any stretch of the imagination.
No, but you
But
can run in short
it's always
sleeves or
pleasant.
even shorts. Yeah.
It's always been pleasant, you know. But that second morning, that's always a cold one.
I hadn't really thought about how that's going to be. I gotta get to work on all that stuff.
You just camp down by the creek again. It'd be good.
Yeah. It's good stuff. You know what? I mean, listen, we could have like a whole coffee by the creek in the morning. Woo! I'll do it. Have a little coffee talk.
Coffee talk. You'll be busy running an event. We got that. It's really kind of like the second morning is really fun because you've got 3 events finishing all at the same time. We stagger the start times out throughout the day Saturday. So the 24-hour start, and then 2 hours later we have the 12s, then 2 hours later, I think at noon, the 6-hour starts. I don't know when we're going to start the 3s.
I think I said 10. I don't know. I gotta look.
But so everybody runs in the dark, even those 6-hour folks, because it's dark by 4:30. So you're going to run an hour and a half in the dark. So everybody gets a little taste of darkness, except maybe the 3-hour people.
Yeah,
that'll be nice of us. But then they all stagger out their finish times too. So everybody gets a concentrated finish of just their event, except the 40s, the 24s, and the 8s. They're all finishing at 8 a.m. Sunday morning. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of really exhilarating to see how fast some of those 40 hours will push in that final hour, and the 24-hour folks push in that final hour, and to encourage them to get that last loop in or 2 more loops in and see them really kind of turn it up. And they always surprise themselves with how fast they can run at the end.
Yeah.
And it makes it a really fun finish. And it's really just really relaxed. Like it's not a lot of pressure. There isn't that 20-minute timer and that whistle. It's more relaxed and enjoyable.
Yeah, it's a good time. Yeah, I think watching those 3 finish up is one of my favorites.
Yeah,
for sure.
So we're looking for there's still time to sign up for it?
There's still some spots. So yeah, go ahead and get on over there and sign up if you haven't already, so I can start making my plans for how many people we're going to have and how many people we need to feed and what we need to do. I got to order the hats. I usually wait till right about this time, and then I freak out until they get there. But
sounds about right.
Yeah.
And it's also, I mean, if you've not ran Mid-State Mile and are curious about the course, it's a great event to run to give you a little insight of what that loop is going to look like in 20 minutes.
It's also going to give you a good idea of what that course is going to do to your body, because there's a lot of people that come into Mid-State, and 1, the Mid-State format is brutal. 2, have never stepped foot on that trail, and the learning curve, I mean, not just for the format, but for that type of terrain and how you're going to hold up.
Yeah. If listen, if you have dreams or aspirations and run a Mid-State, then you need to get in that 24 or 40 hour race, because that's going to give you the real taste to what Mid-State is going to be like.
Yeah, especially if you want to do any kind of time. And it's also good too to get out there and see what your hiking pace is, see what that pace is going to look like, because it's going to slow down in the summer. So if you are cutting it close in the wintertime to that 20 minutes, you know what kind of work you need to put in specifically. If you've got any sort of imbalances or possible injuries or need to do some more single leg work, Tennessee Mile is going to help you get your shit in order for June.
It's a thing, and it rips people apart every year. I say they show up with aspirations and dreams, and they do, and they should. Like bring your hopes and dreams, bring your plan, bring your confidence, and put it to the test. And put it to the test at Tennessee Mile instead of Mid-State. Like see how that test gets graded.
We have a lot of people that do well at Mid-State that come to Tennessee Mile, and their shit falls apart so quick. One, there's no whistle. Like, it's up to you. Yep. The energy that you have at Mid-State and the pack and the whistle and the clock keeping you accountable is non-existent at Tennessee Mile. Tennessee Mile is really going to test your mental mettle and like where you are with committing and sticking to a plan, because no one's going to hold your hand. No one's going to make you, if you want to take a 25-minute loop, you can. If you want to rest for an hour, you can. And, you're coming back through everything every mile.
Yeah. There's nothing holding you to it except you, and you'd be surprised at how long you could run out there by yourself. You're on a 1 mile loop with other people running that loop. But there's a lot of times you are running hours upon hours by yourself because your pace is a little bit off of somebody else's, or somebody else is taking a little more time than you are at the aid station, or whatever it is. And you're just out there for miles and miles and miles and hours in the darkness by yourself.
We can have close to 100 people out there at the same time, and most people are still running by themselves. It's absolutely crazy how that works.
Yeah, and there isn't there isn't super long sight lines on our course. So it's not like you can really even see people in front of you a lot of the time. You might see a headlamp at the top of the hill, but you got no idea who that is. And you're certainly not going to run up the hill to catch somebody.
So it's different. It highly recommend, especially at Mid-State. But we have seen people go further at Mid-State than they have at Tennessee Mile, and been like, Tennessee Mile's way harder. Mm-hmm. Okay? Excited about that. It'll be a good time.
It'll be a great time. Looking forward to it.
Do you what else we got today? I guess today's just kind of
I got nothing. I'm still a little tired, to be honest with you. I think I went to bed at 8:00 last night.
I do want to talk about some winter running tips and stuff. Not today. I think I'm going to do that next week. I want to give some little advice, so y'all have to tune in for that. Man, actually talk running coaching stuff.
Oh, right. I guess we could. Yeah, every now and then we could talk about run coaching stuff.
Yeah, we got lots of that. One thing that I do want to start doing for our athletes is do a video call that's recorded once a week, or I record it and then put it on there. I have set up a Google Classroom, and a lot of the stuff that I've had like on our Patreon or our athletes only section, it's just very clunky to navigate, but I have really been working on this Google Classroom to transfer some stuff over there and to be able to do like, hey, I'm available 4:00 this afternoon. I'm going to talk about this. You can tune in if you want, or you can watch the replay, and kind of you can actually be able to, pull that stuff up as we go through it. Something I've wanted to do for a long time. I think it really adds value. And one of the things that I love most about coaching is sharing information. And I feel like I'm just not gotten to do that in a way. And, I stopped kind of doing the running together stuff, and I really did enjoy that. But I think we just had so much going on at one point. I couldn't do one more thing. And social media was ramping up between like election stuff and crazy stuff going on. And it seemed like every time I went to open social media, it was just like so much like stress and division just like popping off. And I just didn't even want to have to open it more than I needed to. And I went, this is no longer good for me. I'm done here.
That's fair.
Yeah. So anyways, want to bring that back and, possibly open that up to, a small membership if people want to do that, like monthly, have access to that aren't necessarily looking for coaching, but are looking for access to that sort of information, having that guidance and being able to do that. So, yeah.
Well, that's fantastic.
Yeah. I hadn't told you any of that. So that's your first time hearing that.
All right.
I do. Yeah. Since we do the podcast on Monday, and Mondays are usually pretty set kind of what we do with how much time we have available.
One would think.
I think my call day would be Monday, or do like the video on Monday, just because I'm already planning on being in front of a camera and kind of doing the stuff anyways, talking.
All right.
Just so that you're aware.
Yeah, thanks for letting me know. Appreciate it.
Cool. You're welcome.
glad we had this talk.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I think that'll do it. I wish we had more, but we don't. Maybe we'll I can't wait to hear all about this caving trip, quite honestly. I don't even want you to tell me when you get back till we sit down and record the podcast. I want to hear all the impressions. All the impressions just live.
I am seriously stoked about this. I didn't think I was really going to get to go on any trips until after the beginning of the year, just because of everything we've got going on.
Yeah, we got a lot of free time, free weekends between now and there's not a month that isn't slap full. So for the next year.
Well, I was excited to see the caving trip on Sunday, because Sunday just seems like better than Saturday. It seems like it's much more flexible, at least for us in what we do. Yeah, I think so. Listen, let me live in my make-believe land. And I had like gotten a notification and then like looked at it. It was like a horizontal trip, because I'm not a vertical caver or anything. I'm not even a caver. I'm still just learning. But Yeah, it's like horizontal. Oh, I can do that. Oh, only like 2 hours away. Oh, even better. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
So excited for
There's
this
going to be
next chapter of
crawling. They
Becky
said there's
Jones.
like a little bit of everything. There's crawling, there's some climbing, there's some water, and it is described as moderate. Not necessarily it's harder for being, but a moderate.
This is going to become a caving podcast.
No, 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 no.
All right, Ultra Group Podcast. Hey, thanks everybody for listening again this week. We appreciate y'all, and we will see you again soon.